Good morning to those of you joining from the West Coast, and good afternoon to others. I'm Margie McHugh, Director of the Migration Policy Institute's National Center on Immigrant Integration Policy. I'd like to welcome you to this webinar, which we've organized to share information about new data and a report MPI is releasing today in anticipation of the third anniversary of the start of the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, which is coming later this week. I will be moderating today's webinar, which will include presentations by two of my colleagues, Randy Capps, who is the Director of Research for U.S. Programs here at MPI, and Angelo Mathey, an Associate Policy Analyst at our Center on Immigrant Integration Policy. So before we get started, here are a few important housekeeping items. You see there where you'll be able to find slides and audio from today's webinar. Also, the report that we're releasing today on the renewal process is available on our website. That report coincides with the updated data tool, release of the updated data tool that we'll be discussing today during the webinar. There's our events address and phone number in case you have any problems accessing the webinar. We'll get back to you immediately if you email or phone with any difficulties you may be having. And please use the Q&A chat function on the right of your screen throughout the webinar. We really value actually receiving lots of questions, and it's easier for us if you get our questions, if you get your questions in sooner rather than later. So don't hold off. If you have questions, please get them right into us. Before we get going, I just quickly want to note some of the aspects of what we'll be covering today. First, Randy Capps will walk us through the updated numbers MPI is releasing on the DACA population's characteristics, providing a review of our top-line findings, explaining what the differences are between what we're releasing today and prior analyses that we've published, and then also actually just going onto the web and taking you onto the new data tool we put up itself, just so that you can get a look at some of the things that you can find as you navigate the population profiles. And then Angelo Mathey will discuss top-line findings from a report he and I have authored on the DACA renewal process to date, discussing both the status of applications and adjudications received to date and issues affecting renewal rates. We've left plenty of time for Q&A after the two presentations are done, so please, again, feel free to send in questions anytime during the presentations. Before starting, I'll just make a few points about the overall context for the products MPI is releasing today. First, as all of you likely know, the Department of Homeland Security's U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Service launched the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA program, in August 2012. Since then, about 750,000 individuals have come forward to apply for protection under the program. As of March 31st, 2015, that's about 47% of those we estimate are potentially eligible to apply. You're all also probably aware that on November 20th, President Obama attempted to expand DACA eligibility provisions and announced a new program for unauthorized parents. However, due to an injunction issued as part of a lawsuit brought by a coalition of 26 states seeking to stop the president's action, those newer provisions have been placed on hold. However, the DACA 1 program, as we're calling it, is unaffected by that. Its renewal phase has continued, and USCIS has been accepting applications for renewal since June 5th, as well as initial applications from applicants. So there's also an organizational context for this work here at MPI.